We are leaf chasing.
This is incredible. We're gonna hear some killer bluegrass tonight.
And pictures don't do it justice. 3! Yay! Are you gonna have to shut the door now?
Oh, this was good, Patrice. This is close, Patrice. This is it.
You can't get any more Kentucky than that. This state is celebrating 100 years of state parks. In 1924, they started the state park system to preserve their history and their natural resources.
Well, speaking of natural resources, this park hosts a 225-acre lake that's produced 2 world record largemouth bass.
Oh, that's very cool.
Very cool.
I'm sorry you're not fishing this week, but I'm not sorry. I mean, look at this.
This is incredible.
We are leaf chasing.
Yeah.
You do not have to go all the way up to New England to see colors like this.
We certainly don't have this in Florida where I grew up. And coming up here in October, we're going to get a spectacular show of colors.
Oh my gosh, look at this. You know, Kentucky has 44 state parks. We're gonna be going to 3 of them. We're park hopping this week.
We were headed north on Interstate 75 into Lexington, Kentucky, where we picked up Interstate 64 heading east towards Grayson. We took the Kentucky State Road 1 exit, took a windy road back to Greenbo Lake State Resort Park.
Oh, look at this lodge.
I know, this is pretty. Jesse Stewart Lodge.
Yeah. Look at those autumnal plants.
What? I've never said that before.
You know I'm excited. Oh, this is beautiful.
Wow. There it is.
Welcome to Greenbo Lake.
Thank you.
Thank you. Look at this place. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Why don't you show us some more?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Greenbo Lake, it is a park rich with history and also rich with activities to come out and do. The history of the park does start with the Buffalo Iron Furnace. And that's one of the major things that you see whenever you first come into the park is the remnants of the old furnace. And you also see the remnants of the Clay Lake Schoolhouse, which Clay Lake was the town built around the furnace. With Greenbo Lake being Greenbo Lake, one of your major attractions is, of course, the lake. Our lake is aisle speed only, so this makes it perfect for kayaking, canoeing. We have pontoon rentals, pedal boats, fishing. But something that makes this lake very unique is that it's also a scuba refuge. So people that have the certification, have the correct equipment, they can come out and scuba dive in this lake. A lot of people that come out to the area love the campground, and you'll see a lot of repeat visitors come out here. We have a little bit over 100 sites, and it gives you easy access to a lot of our trail systems. The lodge is one of our more, scenic places on the park. It's a great place to catch the sunset. In addition to that, we have 36 rooms within the lodge for people to come and stay at. If they're not really campground guests, but they still want to visit the state park. And we do also have a dining room within the lodge called Angler's Cove. It's our little restaurant that people can come in, eat at. And a lot of locals do like to come out to the restaurant as well, even when they're not staying here, just because they enjoy the food so much.
So I saw those 2 world record largemouth bass in the lodge up there, so I thought, I'm gonna bring the fishing rods, and they've got pontoon boats here we can rent, but I got you the best boat in the business. We're going out on a paddle boat.
It's been since maybe I was 10.
Like a sun that sets just right, the sky's painted, 4 wheels driving down a 2-lane road, nothing but freedom and the radio. I could build my whole life in between.
The campground is literally 100 yards that way from the marina. So families, kids.
I love this. We've never been to a campground that had these for us.
No. I would have got you the pontoon boat, but I thought, we need to get some steps in after our long drive today, so I thought.
We just walk down here.
Pedal power.
Pedal power.
Here comes a nice bass boat in. We'll see what they caught.
Let's see how hard they laugh at us. Oh my gosh, though. This is a fun way to start off the week.
Simple things. Oh, simple things.
Well, let's paddle back because my hiney is falling asleep.
Okay.
We woke up on day 2 to a light sprinkle, but there was more rain in the forecast.
You ready?
Yep. Yes. Grab those rain jackets.
Yeah. Might need them today.
What's better than going inside on a rainy day than going down under at Carter Cave State Resort Park?
Come on in, guys.
Are you gonna have to shut the door now?
Patrice's
Yeah, just to
favorite.
make sure.
Are there other exits out there?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, look at the little critters you can see, the spiders.
You lead the way, sir.
Certainly.
I am not wandering far from you.
Wow, look at this. What are we looking at here, Paul?
You're standing in what's called the Dance Hall of Cascade Caverns, and when you look at a room like this, you'll notice that there's a very distinct shape of the room. It tends to be a little bit wider than it is taller. That tells us exactly what was going on here. It's actually called a phreatic tube. And a phreatic tube is an indication that most of this was forming below the water table. This cave had electricity before most of the houses did in this county. So people would come here, you put a band over in the corner, great acoustics for the band, dance around, and it became known as, of course, the Dance Hall of Cascade. Nowadays, we host our cave-in movies here. We also have what we call the Cascade After Hours, which is a series of storytellings inside the cave. So we still use it for that kind of community service center.
Fantastic.
Tell me about some of the critters that you might find here in this cave.
Everybody always wants to know about bats. One in particular is called the Indiana bat, and we actually have some right there behind you if you look up. So we've got these Indiana bats that are on the federal endangered species
Oh
list.
my gosh.
There are very few places left in the world where these bats congregate in large numbers.
Is that a full size?
That is a full-size Indiana bat. They can have a wingspan of up to about 7 inches. I would consider them to be a medium-sized bat.
Just hanging out.
I know. I'm ready to see more. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, show us around.
The deepest we will be underground today is about 75 feet. Yeah.
That'll be the most you've been down.
I don't know
think.
if I wanted to know that answer.
Wow, look at this view.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite areas on the park, so take a look at it.
Oh,
gosh.
I mean, we're seeing it in the color change, but I mean, I bet it's beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me when the best time to come to the park is. Really, every single time of the year, there's always a great time of kind of experiencing what we have here.
Tell me what else you got here in the park. I know this is just the cave part. You've got plenty more to do.
We're known for our caves. However, there is as much to do above ground as there is below ground, to be quite honest with you. We maintain a little over 30 miles worth of trails. You can do something from a half-a-mile little jaunt to a place called Natural Bridge.
Oh my God, look at this thing.
And I love that the Kentucky State Park system has preserved this. They're going to be celebrating 100 years.
I didn't realize Kentucky had this type of geology. I just didn't think about that.
Well, I think people think of Kentucky as bourbon, horses, and maybe Mammoth Cave, but there's so much more to it. Feel that breeze, Kevin? Oh!
This is incredible. Let's go down in this thing.
I love that keyhole.
It's just amazing.
I mean, it's super cool. And pictures don't do it justice. Are we hanging out here all day long?
Yeah.
come to Kentucky and not have bourbon. What's for breakfast, Kev?
I think we're gonna have a little Kentucky bourbon today. What do you think?
Breakfast of champions.
So on day 3, we took a beautiful drive along the Ohio River to a small town called Augusta.
This little historic town has a trolley that will take you right up to the distillery. Thank you.
So we hopped on board, and we couldn't wait to meet the folks behind the bourbon at Augusta Distillery.
We like drinking bourbon, and we like drinking a certain kind of bourbon. It's authentic, traditional Kentucky bourbon. Good legs here. Also kind of bourbon snobs in the fact that we like it aged. So you'll see that whenever you see an Augusta Distillery bourbon, the youngest you'll ever see it's at 8 years of age. Bill, what we got here, barrel 6?
Yeah, it's barrel 6.
Buckner 10?
B10.
We like it a little bit higher proof, so it's always unfiltered, always cast strength, and always single barrel. That's where Augusta Distillery already is, and where we will keep heading, making traditional, authentic Kentucky bourbon. Not a Manhattan, not an old-fashioned person. I like it neat, I like it high proof, but I do sip it slowly. It's got a little bit of heat to it for the 125.4 proof. But our main attraction is our barrel thieving experience. The point of it is to highlight how bourbon ages in the barrels.
We do our tours and tastings a little bit differently here. We like to get you tasting bourbon as soon as possible, all right?
But before we could get to sipping, we had to get the bung out of the bung hole.
Now we're gonna pull it up on 1, 2, and 3.
Very interactive. We got to fill our own glasses.
Don't worry about spilling. You will never spill as much bourbon as I have.
Oh gosh.
All right. Thumb off. Back on. Thumb off. Back on. Perfect. Just stick it right back down into the barrel.
I know.
Now, what we're going to do is we are going to take one small sip. We are going to roll it around our mouth, fully coat the inside of our mouth, under our tongue and our cheeks, everything. After you do that, swallow it and then blow out through your mouth.
Wow.
I like that.
That's buttery.
After a quick taster, Billy showed us how to thieve our own bottle.
There we go. You are filling up your own bottle of bourbon.
This is the coolest distillery experience I've ever had.
I don't want to spill any. It's like gold.
Liquid gold. Best part about RVing is we get to take all of this with us and share it wherever we go.
And now we're headed back to Greenbo Lake for a very special concert. We're at Greenbo grass here. We're gonna hear some killer bluegrass tonight.
You can't get any more Kentucky than that. The headliner, Hammertowne, is setting up. Let's go meet Dave Carroll.
How long you been doing this?
Been doing this about 37, 38 years. Get to share it with my son. We play authentic storytelling, hard driving, butt kicking bluegrass. Kentucky's the bluegrass state. The father of bluegrass, Bill Monroe, took this sound to the Grand Ole Opry in 1939. So this is more than our lineage or our heritage. I mean, bluegrass music here it's not what we do, it's who we are.
Well, I woke up in the middle of the night. I reached over to pull your tie. Oh, and I found nothing, I'm next to nothing. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone. I still do the things like we used to do, but it's not the same since I've lost you. I feel like nothing, I'm next to nothing. Since you've been gone, since you've been gone. I'm not the man that I used to be, 'cause you're no longer here with me. I'm so alone. I'm next to nothing since you're gone.
So we had bourbon this morning, bluegrass tonight. Kentucky has got it going on.
You can't get any better than this. Bluegrass in the trees. Yeah. You know the forest is happy. I'm happy. You want to waltz with me?
Waltz?
Today's gonna be the first time we've ever played golf together.
Oh, I know. I'm a little teed up. Get it?
We woke up on day 4, jumped in the Toad, and drove over to Grayson Lake State Park for something we had never done before.
I have never played golf in my life. Got to admit, I was a little nervous.
So we're at Grayson Lake State Park in Kentucky. This park here at the golf course opened in 2003. We have an 18-hole championship golf course, a 71-site campground with electric and water hookup. We have about 4 miles of hiking trails and a boat launch ramp for the lake. It's a really neat thing that Kentucky does. They have 44 parks and 16 of them have golf courses.
There might be a couple of shankopotamuses here, but you know what? We're gonna have a heck of a time. This is a beautiful course.
My wife plays golf, my daughter plays golf, of course my father plays golf, so we're just like one big golfing family. Very good golf course, and there's 4 sets of tees, so it's challenging for the really, really good player. The back tees play a little over 7,000 yards, and then the forward tees are under 5,000 yards, so the beginner golfer or not as advanced player can also enjoy.
I know that I've got to hit the ball in the hole, and that's what I'm going for. I'm a natural.
The campground sits right on the golf course. Holes 1, 2, and 3 are right there with the campground. One of my favorite things is playing golf in the morning, and you can smell everybody cooking their breakfast and stuff in the morning while you're playing golf. It's really neat.
Campground's right here, so you could actually camp right there and walk to the tee.
I think it's very cool. I hope we have no witnesses, because this ain't gonna be pretty.
It's a great time to spend 2, 3, 4 hours with your family, get outdoors, enjoy conversations, and meet new people.
Good luck, dear.
Go get him, Tiger.
Woo! I'm in the tree.
It's in the trees. He got it off the tee, though. It's my turn.
I probably was turning the wrong way. I need to turn more this way. Your turn, my love.
Yes, sir.
Hey!
I kept it on the green.
We are on the course, folks. Wow.
Oh, Kevin, we have 18 of these holes. We're gonna be here till tomorrow.
Oh,
There's no way.
I can't, where to go?
There's no way.
Really?
In my head, I look like that when I swing. Yes, it's in the hole.
Oh, this one's good, Patrice. This is close, Patrice. This is it.
Oh, my gosh. Woo! I think I'm just gonna stick with putt-putt. Got some Kentucky mules.
Oh, look at that.
Cheers.
Fantastic. It's been a great week, hasn't it?
Oh my goodness, has it? I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
Oh, bluegrass and bourbon? I mean, come on.
How did I know?
This is some slow sipping by the campfire.
It's neat.
In Kentucky.
Oh, I love it. I was a big fan of Carter Cave State Park. I really love the cave, and I love that natural bridge. It was just fascinating.
So this is called James Branch. James Branch is responsible for everything that you see here today. The dance hall and throughout the entire cave comes from this little body of water here.
I love that Kentucky State Parks has been protecting their resources for 100 years.
Here's to 100 more.
Here.
Kentucky,
Cheers.
we will be back.